views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola, everyone. Welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's Good Friday show. Leading things off, we'll celebrate all things Black beauty as we discuss what's in store for the 2019 Essence Beauty Carnival. After that, we'll sit down with representatives from Fantasy and Color to discuss their upcoming pop-up exhibition, Blacks and Latinos of Modern Art. Then we'll learn more behind the One Festival and this year's selected plays. We'll even have one of the participants perform an excerpt from one of the shows entitled Blood and Water. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight shines a light on a hip-hop artist from the Bronx who will perform his new single, Downtown Love. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That's right. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV or like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, don't forget while you're there, follow moi on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, LinkedIn, and Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. Essence Magazine is known for celebrating Black women through its publications and events. And one of their most anticipated events is the Essence Beauty Carnival, a 2-day weekend event celebrating everything Black beauty. And this year's event is set to have some well-known beauty influencers along with wellness experts. The event will also feature special performances following a special award for beauty icon Iman. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome Essence Associate Beauty Editor, Shalwah Evans. Hello.
Well, hello. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you for coming in bright and beautiful. Loving the green.
The warm weather's coming, so I got to embrace some color.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I know. We're all feeling like that.
We wear a lot of black in New York.
We sure do. But we're also hoping that the weather remains, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
It's been a little inconsistent.
Let's hope.
Hopefully our brightening colors will kind of contribute to Mother Nature just making a final decision and not allowing it to be spring.
Exactly.
And so speaking of spring, let's talk a little bit about colors and I guess what some of the trends are.
Oh, man, talk about colors. You're going to see blue on the eyes. You're going to see glitter. Of course, everybody likes a nice red lip, berries. You know, a lot of things trending right now, and it's all going to come together. You'll see a lot of this at the Beauty Carnival that's going to be popping off next weekend.
So let's talk a little bit about your role, right? Because you kind of just stepped into this role.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So how's that been for you? What are you in? A week or two?
Yes. So I'm a full week in. And you know, you hit the ground running, really, and it's been amazing to just kind of get to see all that behind the scenes stuff. Working with the global beauty director, Julie Wilson, seeing how we put together dope things on my desk and all these different features, both digitally and for the book. It's been such a whirlwind, but it's been a great whirlwind. And, you know, I have a background in beauty and fashion. So I've worked with different publications in those realms. So it's nice to be able to bring that to just enlightening Black women and celebrating Black women every day.
All right, so as the Associate Beauty Editor, yes, we're officially saying it on air, what does your role entail with regards to the carnival?
So you'll see me there running around doing literally everything. So you might see me interviewing an influencer or someone, on one hand. On the other hand, you might just see me out in our marketplace. We will have a Shop Essence marketplace so people can actually buy goodies, talking to vendors and kind of helping them out with the back end stuff. I'll be wearing many different hats.
Okay.
Yes.
So since you mentioned influencers, right? Because this is the world where we're kind of moving into, right?
Oh, yes.
Where social media is playing a really strong role. So how are you deciding, and who are these influencers that were chosen by Essence to be part of the carnival?
Well, really, it comes down to people who have been working towards this for a while and have really been celebrating the beauty of Black women. We have these Black influencers in the beauty space who've been kind of just shaking things up. They're changing the faces of these campaigns for beauty brands. They're changing the way a lot of companies do their marketing. So it was really important to highlight and showcase people who have been a part of that conversation, like Jackie Aina, Misa Hilton, who's been, kind of a face in this industry for a while. Even folks like Dapper Dan, he's an icon. You can't go anywhere in New York, especially Harlem, without paying homage to Dapper Dan. So, these are some of the people that will be there, and we'll have some panels, and people will even have a chance to do some celebrity meet and greets so they can actually get to talk to some of these folks and really kind of, pick their brains about different things.
Right. I understand Ciara is going to be present as well, right?
Yes, Grammy winning singer, songwriter extraordinaire. We love her. If you haven't gotten the April issue, which is all about Black beauty, Essence's April cover has Issa Rae, and Ciara is actually one of our winners of our Black Beauty Awards. She is just she's a covetable face.
That's wonderful. And
Oh,
all right, so
beauty.
walk us through a day, right?
Yes.
It's a weekend event, but let's just walk us through one day.
Okay, so it's both Saturday and Sunday, so the 27th and the 28th. Come in. It starts at 10 a.m. and it ends at 5. And like I said, it's going to be hosted by Julie Wilson, and she's going to basically be like your girlfriend that day. So you'll see her running around as well. It'll be different panels, like I said, and then there are also
Is that going
performances.
to be both days, right? It's Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, it'll be
and
broken
they're
up.
two different panels, right?
Yeah, there'll be different panels because there will be also beauty experts, wellness experts, so they'll be there talking about those different realms. We'll also have performances, so Justine Skye and Seven Streeter will also be performing, so that'll be nice. And then we'll also have like pampering services and different things that you can indulge in, as well as, like I said, the marketplace, so you can shop Essence and also just buy yourself some beauty treats and fill up your makeup bag while you're there.
So when is Iman being awarded?
Iman is going to be awarded the Global Icon Award, and I believe it'll be on day 2.
On day 2, so
Yes,
that would be Sunday.
yes. But you want to come to both days.
Of course,
it's going to be a great
well, it's a
time
weekend
either way.
event. You have the option to either buy one day pass or the entire weekend pass, and the
Exactly.
weekend pass is actually a deal. So,
Exactly.
with the event itself and the type of individuals that participate, I guess what I wanted to ask, and then my mind went somewhere else, is how different is wellness and skincare for people of color versus somebody who's not?
Do we have the whole show?
No, we. Okay, all right. Can you? All right, how about a synopsis?
I'll sum it up.
Yeah,
I'll sum it up.
yeah.
I mean, we deal with so many different things that sometimes can, that there are issues for Black women and women of color, hyperpigmentation, things like that, that sometimes, people not of color don't deal with. When it comes to our hair, forget it. I mean, like I said, that would take the
hair is
entire show.
Yeah. Well, there's different types of textured curls.
Yes, exactly. And so, in the past, brands have not truly, really targeted women of color, Black women specifically, to the point where models would bring their own makeups to shoots. Rihanna really disrupted the beauty space when she dropped her Fenty Beauty collection because her foundation line had 40 shades, and no brand had ever seen that before, and it forced these other brands to really pay attention and step it up. And it's funny because she keeps taking it to the next level. So now all these brands have 40, and she's like, well, we'll have 50, because we're just such a vast array when it comes to our faces, our skin tones, our textures, our hair. You know, I've got 4 different curl patterns on my one little head.
Right.
So, you know, brands and products were not really geared towards, you know, all these vast differences and all these nuances. And so it's really important to make sure, especially for Essence, that we're really highlighting brands that get it and that they're really trying to be a part of our community and our conversation.
Ooh, well said. Thank you,
you.
Shalwah.
Oh, yes, I'm living it.
I know, I see, I feel you, and I understand. And for you guys, if you want to live it with Shalwah, for more information and tickets to the Essence Beauty Carnival, you can visit essence.com/beauty carnival. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to talk art celebrating Black and Latino artists. Don't go anywhere.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good stir. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
Hey, welcome back to Open Everyone. A Fantasy in Color is, well, it's an artist collective formed since 19, it's 2014. I'm like going way back, showcasing some of the most talented artists in New York City through their pop-up exhibitions. And their upcoming event, BLOMA, which abbreviates Blacks and Latinos of Modern Art, will be showcasing only Black and Latino visual artists from the community. And joining us to tell us more about this movement, we welcome Fantasy in Color founder, president Rob Ayala, and featured artist Kadeem Phillips. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
I'm going to assume that the thought process was in the 90s, right? And I was picking up the telepathic messaging.
That was the start. It was brewing. It was brewing.
Because I just gave it another founding date. I'm like, where did that come from? There's nothing there that says 1990. Anyway, welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome. And are you an artist?
Yes, I'm an artist as well as founder, curator of Fantasy in Color.
Right, Rob, we're aware of that. And so I'm just curious as to what, I guess, inspired you to create this. I'm considering it a movement because in what I've read about you gentlemen, you kind of feel that there's this injustice when it comes to people of color artists. And so rather than complain about it, you chose to do something about it and create a space for it. And so as an artist, I'm going to assume, right?
Yes.
What motivated you to do this? Because the coordinating aspect of it is an entirely different scenario altogether. It's a big job.
Yeah. Well, this particular event that we're talking about, which is BLOMA, like you said, Blacks and Latinos, it's no secret that Blacks and Latinos don't get the same opportunities, exposure, platforms that we deserve. You know, we've always been on the forefront of most creative things as far as entertainment and arts. And like you said, instead of complaining, why wait for people to put us on? Why do we have to wait for a gallery down in Soho to put us on? We could do this right in the South Bronx, and we could put ourselves on, and it can mean just as much, you know? And it's for us and it's by us, you know?
All right, so I'm gonna get to know Kadar a little bit, and then we're gonna discuss a little bit about your process and how you choose the artists to
Okay.
participate. Because I know there's also different genres of the arts because you also do artisans as well, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's talk about Kadeem. Sorry, I
Yes.
said Kadar.
It's all right.
Kadeem. So let's talk. I know I already messed up the end. I messed up your name. I'm sorry. So what kind of art are you doing, Kadeem?
What I do is more surreal art, but I also mix a kind of creative lifestyle of it, creating my own little world and putting things such as mental health, doing things of different abnormalities with skin to kind of also tell the mood, the aura, the energy of a person, but also create characters as well.
Okay, so are we speaking of are we talking about canvases or?
I do canvases mostly, but I also do clothes. I do shoes, but mostly canvases is what I do. I usually use canvases that are bigger scale to kind of paint a different type of world, a galaxy that it's telling more of my personal story, but it's giving it in a way where it's a little bit less raw, more digestible to the ongoing viewing public.
Right, and so what I find fascinating is that you chose to incorporate the word mental health.
Yeah.
I personally feel, and I share it all the time, that we have been to be dealing with a severe mental health crisis within the United States. And so how do you feel that your art heals or assists in that healing process?
Well, I feel art is therapy in any way, shape,
Right.
or form. I feel any form of expression is therapy. And for me, I've dealt with a lot of different mental health issues. I've had anxiety, I've dealt with depression. And through telling my story on canvas, not only am I finding a way to release it, but I'm also maybe touching someone who may be looking at it that may be going through the same thing. They may see themselves in that artwork. They may see something that resonates with them, whether it's now their childhood or just one certain moment in their life. And what I'm trying to do is to touch them and to make them know they're not alone.
Wonderful. And so, Rob, with regards to the event itself, this particular event, right? Because you mount them as pop-ups. So what
Yes.
exactly do you mean by pop-ups?
Okay, and real quick before I get beat up when I get home, I have to shout out my wife, Christy Ayala, who's my partner. She just couldn't be here today. So pop-up, I'm glad you asked. That's what is why these galleries downtown are shaking in their boots right now. Because now that's how you got to get your art scene to get discovered by gallery. So what pop-up is exactly how it sounds. We
Right.
come in for one day, we do our event, and it's gone. But the growth of pop-up art events, not just from us, just from just young people all over the country actually, it's so important and so it's just doing a great thing for the art scene right now because it's like we don't have to wait for anybody anymore.
Right. So aside from mounting the artwork, it's an environment. It's like
Right.
it's a scene. It's a
Oh,
vibe.
yeah. Yes, that's exactly. Oh, and not to only mention, not only we will have over 30 visual artists that are Black and Latino, but we also have performing artists as well who will also be Black and Latino, vendors, jewelry makers, independent clothing makers, anything you could think of. Everybody in the building will be Black and Latino.
Wow, that's a lot of people under one roof.
It's a lot of Black and Latinos.
Right. So, and the idea really is to sell the artwork too, right?
Yes.
It's to give them an area where they can get as much exposure, meet as many people, and get everything done as quickly as possible in the best way of expanding within their community.
All right. So, again, I get what you say. So, how do you decide where you're going to pop up?
So the first Bloma took place in Harlem, where I'm from, born in the Bronx, raised in Harlem, at the National Black Theater last January 2018.
Yeah.
Which was everybody familiar with that spot. It's just a beautiful big spot. So we knew Bloma had to be big. The second time we said, where we gonna do this? We got to take it. Where can we take it? But the Bronx, a birthplace of. Just like we started with the pop-up shops and doing it ourselves, that's how hip-hop started in the Bronx. People saying do it ourselves. We didn't have instruments, so they started taking, their parents' turntables and making something out of nothing, So Bronx was just a no-brainer for us.
We're hoping to do one in Brooklyn too.
He's
borough.
from
Oh,
Brooklyn,
that's
so
your-
he's
my borough.
He's hoping, but no.
You say Brooklyn in the house, okay?
Uptown gets a little bit too much favor.
No,
that's all.
Brooklyn be next, but we on Bronx Net right now, so
Okay,
we gotta.
that's fine.
Of course.
We gotta rep that South
But,
Bronx.
but we're all New Yorkers at the end of the
course.
day, right? We got to support
Yeah.
each other's
Yeah.
boroughs, and I love that we're supporting each other as people of color and just making sure that we're present and we make
Definitely.
a statement
Yeah.
and that there's.
It's okay to be unapologetically proud of your people and do what you have to do to put a spotlight on your people. We're not, everybody's invited. We just, this particular show, we want to give spotlight to people that don't always get it.
I feel you. So my last question is why fantasy in color?
So to be honest, it started, like I said, I started painting around 2013. And like I said, this wasn't the mission at first. It started off me just doing art. And I had my first exhibit was in 2014, like a year after me painting. And that was the title of my first show, Fantasy in Color. I loved it so much. I loved the feedback. I said, you know what? I want to keep this going. But I said, I can't do this by myself. And that's how it started. I brought like 2 other people along, then 5 people. Now we have like close to 30, 40 people every show.
And that's where I come in. And it's also expanded beyond just the shows, where we also have a podcast and we also have a YouTube channel where we create content, recaps of the shows, where everyone can see everything that we usually get into, which is things in the community, artistically, and also giving people another form and platform to expose them, to express
Fantasy in
themselves.
Color podcast.
That's awesome. That multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
And that's where the word "that's dope" comes from.
Did we mention where the event was at? At the Sobro Social, and we're partnering with Bronx Pop-Up, and that's on 229 Bruckner Boulevard.
Yep.
Awesome. Well done. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, once again, for Fantasy in Color.
April 25th.
April
Sorry.
25th. That's all right. April 25th. I'll make sure they know. Fantasy in Color, Blacks and Latinos of Modern Art event is taking place on April 25th, beginning at 5 p.m. at the Sobro Social, located at 229 Bruckner Boulevard. And for more information, please visit fantasyincolor.com. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll learn about the One Festival. Don't go anywhere. Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, I was inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BroxNetTV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So every year, the One Festival seeks to give both writers and solo performers the opportunity to present their work. And this year is filled with a diverse array of plays and topics for you to explore stories from New York. Joining us to tell us more, we welcome the One Festival production manager, Karim Rivera, and actress Rachel Brill. Hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Well, thank you. All right, it's exciting. It's that time of the year again. We love the One Festival, and we love presenting it to our audience. And it's nice to meet you, Karim. So
Nice to meet you
you've
too.
taken on this role of being the production manager,
Yes.
and the One Festival has been in existence for quite some years now. Do you
Yeah,
can you
this
recall?
this is our 14th year.
14. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, it's been 14 already.
It's been 14 years since 2006. Veronica Caicedo, our founder and production person. So this is the first year that I'm forming part of the production, and I'm very excited about it. I've always been an audience member, and now I'm part of the production.
Yeah, I love the One Festival, and I've participated in the One Festival.
awesome.
Yeah, I did a show a couple of years ago called Freestyle Friday, and so I just love the fact that she provides this opportunity for, like myself. You know, most people know me to be on television, but there's this other side of me that loves to be on stage, and I'll exercise it from time to time. But most importantly, it's about storytelling and having that platform to share your authentic voice. And so what I noticed this year is that there's a lot of diversity like I've never seen before.
Well, we always have like people from different parts, not only from New York, but we have like people from Puerto Rico. In past years, we have people from Spain, from Australia, from Italy. So we do always have a bunch of diverse artists, and they bring their original pieces. So that's very important for us to give it that platform to show their work.
Right, and so what I was referencing is just the cultural differences and finding similarities in those differences, which leads me to you, Rachel.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm super excited to begin talking about your topic. It's quite political.
It is. It is.
All right, so talk a little bit about the play that you're going to be performing. You also wrote it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Blood and Water is my true story as a Jewish woman who fell in love with a Palestinian man. And of course, I call it a modern day Romeo and Juliet with, of course, New York City as the third character because we met on the subway. And it just talks about what happens when something so simple and intuitive as love gets caught in the crossfires of a world that's divided between us and them. You know, when we're like, I can't be with you because of who you are, but you can't control who you love.
Right. Well, not because of who you are,
Not,
more
yeah,
so
not
than,
because of who you
than,
are,
than because of what the society says.
Yes, exactly.
You're supposed to be.
Exactly, and that's what it really came down to is, do you challenge the societal expectations and family expectations and all of that and just go with your heart?
All right, so I'm not going to ask you to do a spoiler alert, but I want a hint. I want a hint of what the outcome is.
A
Just
hint.
a hint, please.
The hint, I'll give you a hint. You always have to stay true to your heart. That's the closest I'm going to get to a hint. Follow your heart, stay true to it. It sounds cheesy and contrived, but when you have so many outside pressures telling you what you should think or who you should be, it comes down to having to look within yourself and going with what's true for you.
I like that. Yes, right. No, it's important, especially during this temperature, this climate that we have with you know, all the other political aspects that are directly affecting the United States. It's important for us to start exercising, admiring, and appreciating each other as human beings, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah, but it's challenging, though. It's challenging. It's
yeah,
easier
if you
said than
ignore the
done.
noise, it doesn't matter, right? But when the noise starts to come in, that's when it gets challenging.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Kareem, can you list some of the other performances?
Yes, we have 10 performances this year. I think we have Miss Angelina with Puerto Rican. She's coming from Puerto Rico. We have Braulio with her performance of Cambio. He's the only performance in Spanish, so it's going to have also subtitles for non-Spanish speakers. We have one that is really funny that it's called Bigfoot Stole My Wife. So there's like a bunch of there, like all very different and like really good. So go to our website, theonefestival.com, and then you can check all of them and see what is your favorite and come and support and vote.
So how does it work? Is it that a person gets a ticket for the festival and attends the festival, or do they come specifically for a show?
They come specifically for 2 shows. So when you buy your ticket, so let's say you buy your ticket for Rachel, so you're going to see Rachel's show and another performance. So for the price of one, you're getting 2 shows. At the end of both performances, people will vote, and then all those votes will be counted at the end of the week, and that's going to be the one with the most votes from the audience. That's going to be the one winner.
The one winner. And so some of the presentations are, we had someone on a couple of weeks ago that is the performer, but somebody else wrote the play. So some are written and performed, and some are written by other writers and performed by an actor.
Yes,
right?
most of them, they're like written and performed by the same person, but we also have like written from one person and then performed for another. Like, I think that's My Time, Francesca.
Right, that was Francesca
Yes.
Van Horn, written by A.R. Garcia.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So those are some people that's going to be there.
That's
too.
also a fascinating topic for me because it's a story about a woman going through a divorce written by a man.
That's very interesting. It's like how a man can like express a woman's point of view of that, and what do we feel and how do we deal with that.
And so before we go, I just want to learn a little bit more about your process and how that's been for you to mount something so personal.
You kind of just have to jump into it. As I was writing it, I knew that if I put it off, it wasn't going to happen. So I would be on the train coming home from work and something would pop into my head. If you look at my phone, there's all notes. It's like notes from 3 years ago, notes from 2 years ago, and it's just, if it pops into my head, it's almost like being hypnotized or something. Something takes over, and I just have to write it down. I have an incredible director, Paige Clements. She was my vocal coach, and she just has such an amazing grasp on the human experience. So she's been directing me, and it's been a fantastic process.
And what do you hope people will leave with? You know, because let's say if you're not Jewish or you're not Palestinian and coming from a humanitarian place, what do you want them to leave with?
I think it's so relatable no matter who you are. I think that even if it's not a political issue, we're always wondering, am I in the right relationship, or am I measuring up to someone else's expectations? Am I making my family proud? And I had performed the show in the past, and someone from the audience came up to me, and she had gone through the same thing, not being Jewish or Palestinian, but just with a partner who she was longing for. So I think it's relatable in terms of just love and trying to find your way.
Lovely, lovely. That was a wonderful setup because we're going to get a taste of it. You guys, we have to take a quick break. But when we return, Rachel is going to perform a mini excerpt from her play, Blood and Water. Don't go anywhere.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant! It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love, love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Here now to perform an excerpt from the play Blood and Water, we welcome Rachel Brill.
Don't you just love love? We love love and we hate love all at once. People are baffled by it. Love can make you feel like you are invincible and vulnerable at the exact same time. It's a cocktail of pleasure and pain that makes you want to dance all night and gets you dizzy in a way that you can't break free. It gives you heart, and it breaks your heart. Love is the most precious, intangible thing that comes in all shapes and sizes. It's the best kind of torture. Love inevitably comes into your life when you least expect it and when you absolutely aren't looking for it. If it happens to come into your life when you are looking for it, I could almost guarantee it won't come from where you're looking. And after you get it, you're changed forever. It is late June of 2013 in New York City. It is one of the hottest and stickiest summers to date. It's the summer that I'll be celebrating my last year in my 20s, 29. The very same age my grandmother claimed to be for as long as I knew her. I feel old and young at the same time. By this point, I'm finally feeling comfortable in my own skin. I'm an actress, and in the meantime, I just got my master's degree in theater education. I walked away from almost marrying a total nut job, and I survived ovarian cancer twice. But best of all, I'm finally living in Manhattan, something this bridge and tunnel girl always dreamed of. So my 20s have been a mixed bag, but if there is one thing I know for sure, it's that I could probably get through anything.
I get it.
you.
Yes. As a
Thank
woman,
you
I
very
get
much.
it. I've been 29 forever, too.
Yeah, right? I'm still 29.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank you
for
very
giving us
much.
a taste of that.
Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoy that. You know, I'm a thespian, so I love presenting performers, especially when they're one-woman shows. And once again, the One Festival begins April 22nd. It runs through April 28th at Latino Theater, which is located at 107 Suffolk Street. And for more information, please visit theonefestival.com. Stay tuned. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
This is Bobby C. out at the Barclays Center, where we begin our look at sports this morning with the Sixers and the Nets in the first round playoff series. 31 points from Ben Simmons, and the Sixers have taken a 2-1 series lead.
We have the pieces to get games, to complete games. And I think everybody in our organization knows that. It's about everybody stepping up and, following the plan, the scouting report, whatever it is, and just locking in and buying into what we have built in that foundation.
Just came in, obviously, with Joel down. That's a big scoring loss that we had there. So just had to be aggressive from the start. Got some good looks all throughout the game from my teammates, and just was able to let it fly, and it felt good to see it go in and to just stay confident with it all game. So it was a big game.
We obviously have to shoot it better, didn't shoot it well, and struggled at the rim too. So not a good offensive performance, but I thought JJ's run there really got us out of kilter defensively. And when a guy gets hot like that, guys start helping and cheating, and other guys get off too. So that was a big part of the game, I thought, when he got going.
Simmons delivered an all-star performance for Philly on a night where they were without the injured Joel Embiid. He was impressive in the fourth quarter with 9 points, 2 assists, a block, and a steal and a 2-minute stretch late in the period to blow Game 3 open. In the end, it was a career playoff high for him. And Simmons was the butt of Nets fans' jokes coming in, but despite not having a jumper, as missing posters posted outside the Barclays Center pointed out, he still got the last laugh. Check out that pic. A missing poster was affixed to a pole outside the arena announcing a search for the jump shot of the point guard ahead of Game 3. The 22-year-old Australia native is building an impressive resume despite not having a good three-point shot in an era where outside shooting is the main focus for many offenses. He was named the 2017-18 Rookie of the Year and earned his first All-Star Game selection this season. I don't think I've seen anyone as good in the open floor as him, jump shot or not. Game 4 of that series is Saturday in Brooklyn at 3 p.m. On the ice, the New York Islanders are also set to return to Brooklyn for their playoff series. The Isles took care of Pittsburgh easily in the first round, utilizing the venue of their glory days, the Nassau Coliseum, but will be back in the BK for the second round. Islanders head coach Barry Trotz talked about how he's preparing the team to face both the Washington Capitals and the Carolina Hurricanes, one of whom will be the Isles' opponent in the NHL Eastern Conference semifinals. We are a week away from the NFL draft. The New York Giants might actually pass on a quarterback at number 6, according to GM Dave Gettleman, who addressed the media this week. Now, of course, he's not going to detail his plan for the draft, but it's very possible the G-men skip on a signal caller with either of their 2 first-round picks. Last year's first-round pick for Arizona, QB Josh Rosen, is bracing for a trade because the Cardinals have the first pick and appear poised to grab Heisman winner Kyler Murray. The Oklahoma quarterback who turned down a baseball career looks like the correct choice. Rosen is a talented young option, but Murray is a superior prospect with better ties to the regime's current setup. Now, not many things have awakened the Bronx Bombers in the early going of the season. Injuries have really wreaked havoc on the mojo, but the presence of longtime rival Boston still seems to bring out the best in the Pinstripers. The Yankees had a short 2-game series with their AL East foes this week at the big ballpark in the Bronx. The Yanks dominated Tuesday night. Here's a rewind from their shutout win. Check this out.
It's big, everything comes off my fastball, and because I was throwing hard, they had to cheat to it, and that allowed me to throw the breaking ball later in the game and get some chases on that because they're cheating to the fastball. And then when I'm throwing that fastball like that, it just everything plays off of it.
We were ready to go from the first inning. We got quality at bats from all the way up and down our lineup. It was huge. DJ coming up with that base hit, the right field like he's been doing all year, and then Luke comes up with the same thing, base hit to center, get those 2 early runs. That was huge, especially against, an ace like Purcell. You got to try to get him early because if he gets in the groove, he's pretty much unhittable. So it's just, some timely hitting by, some key guys for us.
I'm just happy to be out here, and obviously getting the opportunity to play every day is something that's, making me feel a lot more comfortable in the box. And when I have success, obviously, I'm having fun. So it's one of those things where I feel like as long as I continue to get the at-bats, I'm going to be able to build off that and go out there and, continue to play at a high level, hopefully.
Nights like tonight, obviously, just, great for confidence and just, you always want to help the team. Like as a new guy, you always want to help the team and, do whatever you can. And, just it's great to just contribute to a really quality win.
Bronx Bombers swept the mini 2-game set Wednesday night with Brett Gardner hitting a 7th-inning grand slam to seal a comeback. What a moment. What a game. Gardy's party was the 100th homer of his career, and timely it was. Yanks won Wednesday night 5-3, but as soon as the Red Sox exited the building, in came in lowly Kansas City Thursday night, and the Yanks were, not looking so good. They weren't playing good baseball. Just can't figure out baseball, folks. On a side note, the Yanks added a fog machine to their clubhouse celebrations. Facts. One evening after their clubhouse was transformed into the city's most exclusive nightclub, the Yankees' icy bats ensured that the fog machine and strobe lights remained unplugged. Domingo Germán permitted a pair of early homers, and the bats were unable to respond in Thursday's 6-1 loss to the Royals at Yankee Stadium, which saw the 8-10 Yanks fail to capitalize on an opportunity to reach the 500 mark coming off their 2-game sweep of the Red Sox. The Yanks continue their homestand with the Royals in the second game of their 4-game series tonight. First pitch is set for 7:05 p.m. The Mets visit the Cardinals in St. Louis. This is the first game of a 3-game series between the two clubs. First pitch is set for 8:15. Time for some quick hitters from around around the world of sports. First round of the NBA playoffs continue tonight. The Orlando Magic host the Toronto Raptors at 7. The Indiana Pacers host the Boston Celtics at 8:30. And the OKC Thunder host the Portland Trailblazers at 9:30. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James could be reunited with his old coach soon. Tyronn Lue is meeting with the team today. The meeting shouldn't come as a surprise since the Lakers parted ways with Luke Walton, now the head coach in Sacramento. Lue has emerged as a possible candidate for the team's open coaching position. In 4 seasons with the Cavaliers, the 41-year-old went 128-83. He guided the team through the postseason in 15-16 and helped bring an NBA championship back to Cleveland. The Cavaliers made the NBA Finals the following 2 seasons. Lue was fired just 6 games into his 4th season with the team. He'll fit in nicely with the Lakers. From the NHL playoffs, the first round of the postseason also marches on, I should say. The Boston Bruins host the Toronto Maple Leafs at 7. Calgary Flames host the Colorado Avalanche at 10 tonight. On the college basketball hardwood, Tim Cluse is staying at Iona. That's a good thing. He has withdrawn his name from consideration over at St. John's. Meanwhile, former Arkansas coach Mike Anderson is in negotiations to become the next head coach at St. John's, sources confirmed to ESPN. The 59-year-old emerged as the favorite on Thursday night, according to sources. Yale's James Jones and former George Mason and Georgia Tech head coach Paul Hewitt were among the other coaches in consideration. The job has proven difficult to fill after Chris Mullin stepped down earlier in the month. Anderson looks pretty much like a done deal for St. John's. The Yanks have suspended the use of Kate Smith's recording of God Bless America during the 7th inning stretch while they investigate an allegation of racism against the late singer. The New York Daily News reported this morning that there are conflicting claims about Smith's 1939 song, That's Why Darkies Were Born. The song originated in the 1931 Broadway revue George White's Scandals and was considered satire but included racist language. It was recorded by Smith and also by Paul Robeson, who was black. The NFL schedule was announced this week. The New England Patriots will open the defense of their Super Bowl title against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football in Week 1. The Pats will also be in prime time on October 10th against the New York Giants. That's a Thursday night game, and October 21st at the New York Jets Monday night, among many others on the season. The Pats have signed Demaryius Thomas with hopes his addition can bolster an otherwise thin receiving group. The team announced the move Tuesday, less than a week after it had hosted Thomas on a free agent visit. The contract is for 1 year with a signing bonus of $150,000 and a $1.2 million in base salary, and Thomas has the chance to earn more through incentives and bonuses. The 31-year-old was acquired from the Texans from the Denver Broncos just before last season's trade deadline. He suffered a season-ending torn Achilles in December and was released by Houston in February. He'll probably be great for the Patriots. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a note on the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly has the talent to go to the NBA Finals out of the Eastern Conference, and last night was the Brooklyn Nets' worst nightmare. Beating the Nets without Joel Embiid isn't a massive feat considering the 76ers' edge in talent, but what's scary is how the 76ers look to be growing into a cohesive unit. Assuming this series takes its shape and the 76ers handle their business, it's the rest of the Eastern Conference that should be paying close attention to the clear and present danger of the Sixers. Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler look less like mercenaries and more like integral pieces. Embiid's bothersome left knee injury could be the only thing that keeps the Sixers from reaching their full potential. But in the moment, the extra space from Embiid's absence opened up opportunities for other players. I like what I saw Thursday night in Brooklyn. It's wide open in the East, but Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly appear to be on a collision course to emerge from the East and likely face the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. I would like to see Philly Golden State. Why not? Should be a good series. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Hello and welcome back to Open. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. This week's Open Artist Spotlight features a hip hop and pop artist from the Bronx who's always had a passion for music. He started out DJing and now he's putting out his own music. Joining us now to perform his new single, Downtown Love, please welcome Calvin Priice.
Downtown loving, come down to me if you're ready to see. Yeah, you better believe I got high class and deep. So just follow my lead or just retweet the tweet and I'll follow your feet. So just pick up the speed, baby. You all I need, baby. So take a seat, baby, and watch and see, baby. Baby, rock the retro. She could take the Metro, she could take the D Express, nothing more or nothing less. Baby, rockin' retro. She could take the Metro, she could take the D Express, nothing more or nothing less. Oh baby, haven't seen you lately, looking kinda wavy. Yo, that's so amazing. Oh, tell me, baby, haven't seen you lately, looking kinda wavy. Always tryna, baby, baby. Oh, tell me, please, you cannot leave. If I'm a dog, you better agree. Meet me at the LES, she could take the 4 Express, nothing more or nothing less. Just double down in bed, ooh, oh, that's that Louis. She really bougie, she rockin' Gucci, yeah. Ooh, oh, that's that Louis. She really bougie, she rockin' Gucci, Gucci. Baby, rockin' retro. She can take the Metro, she can take the D Express, nothing more or nothing less. Baby, rockin' retro. She can take the Metro, she can take the D Express, nothing more or nothing less. She want that Soho love, baby, just know what's up. She'll never have enough, can't sleep and never touch. Just drink, just fill my cup. No sleep, just live it up. You really want the love, she really wants. So tell me, please, you cannot leave. If I'm a dog, you better agree. Oh, tell me, please, you cannot leave. If I'm a dog, you better agree. How's it going, guys? Hey.
Calvin, you got that swag. Calvin Priice, everyone. Yes, yes. Oh, yes. That is definitely one of those songs that'll run space in your head.
Felt it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You wrote that?
Yeah, I did it.
And the music?
No, it's produced by Death Space.
Well, no, I know you're a DJ, so I was just wondering if you got into the engineering aspect of it too.
I do produce, but this track I didn't produce. Yeah, mixed and mastered by Anton Burgos, my best friend from Dominican Republic. Yeah. And At least the beat. I will purchase the beat online.
This is up.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's definitely one of those.
Yeah, it's a groove.
Yes,
it's a vibe. It's that
yeah,
vibe. It's
and
that vibe you catch when you're traveling down the train. You feel me? You're going your way to work or your way to party. It's a vibe.
That's what's up. So how many songs you got?
I have 6 out, and I'm working on another EP. I got an EP called Pineapple Sunset. It's available on all platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. I have a video also out for that song on YouTube.
And so where can people find your work?
You could usually
get to YouTube and
YouTube, Spotify,
do you have a website or
yeah, I have a
media?
website for my merch. I have a
Right.
merch website, and my social media is Calvin Priice.
Oh my gosh, you gotta love this. I mean, he's like, oh, for my merch. I'm like, what merch you got?
Yeah, I have a merch for the EP that I just released for Pineapple Sunset.
Oh, I love it. That's the beauty of the independent producing.
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's really fun.
Yeah, you like?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I'm 24.
You're 24.
Yeah.
Look at this, already an entrepreneur and self-produced.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're
Yeah.
inspiring.
I'm having fun.
Yeah,
That's
and you can tell, and I think everybody else was having fun
Yeah.
listening to that.
Yeah, that's
so we're gonna listen to it on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna groove. You gonna sing
Of
it to me?
course, of course. Yeah.
All right, so guys, Calvin Priice, he'll be performing at the Day Summit, right? We forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I have a performance.
Right, on Tuesday. That's
Tuesday
happening
the
on
30th.
Tuesday, April 30th at SOB's, which is located at 204 Varick Street at 7 p.m. And of course, once again, for more on Calvin's music, you can check him out on SoundCloud and Spotify.
And Apple Music.
And of course, you can catch him on social media. And it's Calvin Priice with
Two eyes on Priice.
On
Yeah.
Priice. Yeah. All right. That's our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight, 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor, and happy Easter, everyone.
Downtown loving, come down to me if you're ready to see. Yeah, better believe I got high class indeed. So just follow my lead or just retweet the tweet and I'll follow your feed. So just pick up the speed, baby. You all I need, baby. So take a seat, baby, and watch and see, baby. Baby, rock your retro. She can take the metro. She can take the D Express. Nothing more or nothing less. Baby, rock your retro. She can take the metro. She can take the D Express. Nothing more or nothing less. Oh, baby.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.